If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? As you probably know by now, the Edison Format World Championship in Format Library is finally concluded, finally wrapped up, so we can go over the top 8 deck lists here. We saw a lot of them from the gameplay video that we did yesterday on the top 8 matches, but we're going to go ahead and look at the lists from that video, starting off here in, I guess, tied for 6th, 7th, 8th. I don't know how it works. Tied for 5th, I guess. We have James Ark's Diva Hero list. So this looks pretty standard, except it's on Upstart Goblins and like triple Phoenix Wing. It looks almost like an older Diva Hero list. I feel like a lot of the newer ones just play Greffer and then like don't play Phoenix Wing, or maybe play one Phoenix Wing, if that. And I kind of prefer that. I think the Greffer is really like, it's because like the older builds used to play Armageddonite or something instead of Greffer, but I think the Greffer is just better. And then like cutting back on Phoenix Wing is fine. James is also in Call of the Haunted, which is a very unusual choice, I think, for Diva Hero. Most of them do not play this. There's not a lot of great Call of the Haunted targets. It's like you can bring back a Synchro, I guess, is about as good as it gets. Sangan's in there, and then like you could bring back a Caius or a Stratos maybe, but for the most part, you don't play a ton of like great Call of the Haunted cards. So I guess there's a couple unusual decisions. Also on the Spirit Reaper, we've seen a few more Diva Hero lists playing this card. I think Reaper's kind of just been slept on. It's a pretty good generic one-off in a lot of these more good stuffy kind of decks, or even in like Blackwings. I think there's a Blackwing list on here that's actually playing Spirit Reaper as well. So definitely an interesting choice. He's also on the Return. I've never been much of a fan of Return Diva Hero either. I just like, I guess it is a good Return deck, and maybe Return's just that crazy. You should play it. I think that's a legitimate opinion to have. I just feel like the deck doesn't lack for power plays, but maybe a Return is like really nuts though. We have to keep that in mind. Side deck also a little bit interesting. He's got a Breaker in here. You wouldn't really expect to see that. He's on those Snowman Eaters. He's also on Oppression. Could not really fathom why. What matchup do you want Oppression for? Like Gladiator Beast. I feel like you should straight up win that matchup. And maybe I think he sided it in for like Christia Sworn, so I could maybe see that. If you just play against some crazy high roll thing that isn't maybe expecting it, I could almost see the choice of Oppression. But yeah, I would need to think about what the logic behind that is. Also, no Fortress Dragon, no Sidra. A lot more people have been doing that lately. Not really sure what's up with that, but yeah, that's James Ark's list. Next up, we've got Gia, my teammate, who topped this event with Christia Sworn. As you can see, this is her build. A lot of 3-ofs in here. Even 3 Celestia, which is a card that I don't particularly like. I honestly, in my build, I just play like 1 Celestia. Just like a name that's a fairy, basically same as the little one, which actually Gia is not playing. What's that card called? She's not playing the Fairy Lightsworn one, whose name eludes me at the moment. But yeah, it's like the level 3 that gains attack. It's not in here. It's not on the side either. So just completely eschewing that card. Playing, otherwise it's pretty standard Christia Sworn, right? All the one-off Light Sworns, and then the Christias and the JDs, the Orange Lights, the Honest, the Soul of Purity, Triple Hamster, Triple Raikou, Plague, Charge, Recharge, 2 Gold Sark, etc. So yeah, pretty standard Christia Sworn list. This deck hasn't been doing a whole lot lately. I think this is its first top in a while. I think it's its first anything in a while. So yeah, definitely pretty impressive by Gia. Side deck, triple Consecrated, double Cyber Dragon, got the Decrees in there. No Oppressions or anything in the side. So yeah, and then the extras got some interesting things. I guess you got the Light Guys and the Tempest Magician, because you can make those. But yeah, it's Christia Sworn. It's still kind of crazy and scary sometimes. Definitely one of the more powerful turbo decks, high rolly decks of the format, and it is one. I think people really do underestimate how skillful you have to be to pilot these things like Dragon Turbo in this. Obviously, there is a luck component as well, but there is a lot of decision making, and you need to be a good player to do well with it. So, congratulations to Gia. Okay, next up we've got Blackwings. I think I want to note that there were a lot of Blackwing decks in the top 8. I think there's like 3 Blackwings and 2 Vayu. That might be wrong. Maybe it was 2 Vayu, 2 Blackwings. I swear there were 3 Blackwings though. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong somehow. But yeah, it was a super bird heavy top 8, especially relative to like Ribbit Rulers, which had a super diverse top 8. It was like 7 different decks that topped that event. This one felt very like cookie cutter, very undercooked relative to that event. Anyway, now that we've gone off on that tangent, let's actually look at the list here. So he's on double value. That's interesting. I don't get why people are like adding more value to pure and just like playing multiple values in pure Blackwing, because it's like you don't have Greffer, you just draw it, it's like a brick. I'm not really sure what it's about. Maybe just set it with Icarus attack. Is that the point? But yeah, that's what they're on. And then they're on like Legacy of Yada. They're on Royal Oppression, just 1 in the main. They're also on a random Book of Moon, Bottomless, Deep Prisons, all looking very standard, very normal. No Torrential anywhere in this list, actually, though, which isn't completely unusual, but it is worth noting. The side and the extra, pretty standard. I mean, it's Blackwings. You know, there's not a lot of interesting things you can really do with it. So, yeah, congratulations. Next up, you know who it is and you know what he's playing. It's Ghost Rider on his Dragon Turbo Spice. Ghost Rider has consistently done well at events with Dragon Turbo, and this build looking very clean, very solid, very modern. He's still on the Morphing Jar, on the Triple Reckless Greed, of course, also on Card Trooper, neat tech. 1 Flambeau Guard, and the rest is just super standard. No Gores, though, just Tragodia. I think Ghost Rider correctly recognizing that Tragodia is strictly better than Gores. I mean, yeah, in this deck it's crazy. Obviously, you draw a ton of cards, and then card D, we just got all the draw power. We got the Future Fusion. 1 Heavy Storm is the only sweeper. I really like how the modern Dragon Turbo builds have taken out stuff like Giant Trunade, and some of them maybe sack your power cards and just like slim down and focus purely on consistency, where it's like it feels like there's more interaction and the deck is better overall, and it's more consistent and less high rolly. So I think it's just like all around an improvement for Dragon Turbo. Then we're on Instant Fusion, 2 of this, only 1 Avarice, the Magical Stone Excavations, and then the Rejuves and the rest of the draw power on top of the Reckless Greed. Side deck's pretty interesting. He's got a Clear Vice Dragon. I think this might have been for like Blackwings because it clears Kalut. Then Prime Mat, of course. He's also on a Raikou Minecon package, which is pretty interesting. Along with Triple Knock, so a ton of hate for set monsters in this version of the list. I'm not really sure what that is about, because you'd figure with Dragon Turbo, like slower decks, that set monsters aren't the problem, because you just like wait till you draw the right combination of cards and then wombo with like Brionic or whatever. But I guess Ghost Rider decided for some reason he wanted a lot of like hate for Raikou Hamster stuff. Then also on Double Vortex, Trunade, and then Royal Decree, Massive Restrict. So yeah, that was Ghost Rider's Dragon Turbo, killing it as always. Next deck we've got is it's Blackwings again. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. This is the one with the Spirit Reaper that I mentioned earlier. Only on 2 Icarus. I think that there is some merit to just playing 2 Icarus. A lot of times you like use the first one, and then it's kind of difficult to get the second one online, or you know your opponent's playing around it a lot, and the Icarus is just kind of bricky. Plus, this is only on 1 value, so maybe the Icarus isn't good as much. No Oppression in the main. Instead, this one's on Starlight Road. I forget, was the last one on Starlight Road and Oppression? It might have been. What are the chances you draw them both together and then activate the Oppression first? Pretty low, so I feel like it would be fine. But yeah, both Oppressions in the side of this one, and then the rest of the side and the extra, of course, standard. Like I said, it's Blackwings. That's kind of what it's about, and we're moving on to Blackwings again. Oh, there were 3. Okay. So confirmation here that there were 3 Blackwing decks in this event. Yeah, this is Yandaime's build. He's also on double value. He's on triple Ick attack, 2 Book of Moons, also on that Legacy of Yada tech with the Royal Oppression. I mean, other than that, it is just like the same 30 cards that Blackwings, 30, 35 cards that Blackwing decks all play. So yeah, congratulations to Yandaime making 3rd place with Blackwing. Now we get into the top 2, and both of these are Value Turbo decks, really kind of showing off how powerful the Value deck is, just always placing super highly in these tournaments. So yeah, we got Turna in 2nd place. He, I think, streamed a lot of his run on his YouTube channel or on his Twitch channel, so definitely go check that out. And Turna's lists is looking pretty based, I'm not going to lie. First of all, I would point out, I think both of these lists are on Charge of the Light Brigade, so all you haters in my comment section can like get out of here. let's look at all the ratios. We got the Dad, 2 of this, 2 of that. You know, the Armored Referee. We got 3 Sirocco, 3 Vayu, and the Gale, very standard. Double Caius, standard. Raikou, Hamsters, standard. Card Trooper, and then also on the Necro Garda and the Sork and the Return, along with the Charge of the Light Brigade. Also on Spirit Reaper in the main, which I think is one more monster than we would generally expect. How many normal summons is this? It's like 1, 2... I don't want to count it right now, but this seems like a high monster count for sure. The spell lineup, it's the same, like, 7 that they always play. The trap lineup, a little bit lighter on traps. It definitely feels like normally this third, this Spirit Reaper or something would be a third D-Prison, so that's an interesting choice. But yeah, on the Return, also still on Royal Oppression despite playing Return. Actually, did I say he was playing Sork? He's not playing Sork. I don't know if I said he was playing Sork. I feel like I might have. But yeah, it's just Charge, Return, Gardna. Yeah, this build looks super good. I actually really like just Charge Gardna without Sork Return, or even just... Yeah, I think if you want to throw Sork in, it's probably fine too. But any number, I feel like having these higher variants, like higher ceiling cards in Vayu is pretty good, as opposed to just like going double Hamster and like not playing Gardna and stuff. I definitely prefer this version better. So yeah, I really like Turna's build. Great player, did second place, awesome, nice. On to the first place list, which was Sam, which is basically the same list. Is this the exact same? No, wait, this build's on Sork. This one is not on Sork, right? Yeah, okay, I found a difference. He's on Sork. So what's the other difference? Instead of Spirit Reaper, it's Sork. That's the only different card, right? That's the only card he changed. Are we seeing that? The same 7 spells, the same 10 traps, the same 23 monsters, or the same 22 monsters, and the only difference is that instead of Spirit Reaper, Sam is playing Chaos Sorcerer. I mean, yeah, it helps with Return, sort of, I guess, and it like goes better with the more high rolly Charge Necro Gardna build. Yeah, I definitely like this build of Vayu. I definitely like it. Once again, on Charge, in your face, idiots in my comment section. Charge is absolutely necessary, and you can go away if you disagree. This build, I mean, super tight, same ratios. Like it's just the same. It is just the same build, but instead of a Reaper, there's a Sork. I don't know what to talk about besides that. I mean, the side decks are like the same. Also, not on Fortress Dragon. Wait, was Turna on Fortress Dragon? I don't think he was, right? No, neither one of these guys on Fortress Dragon. So I guess that's interesting. But yeah, first and second place, both going to near identical Vayu Turbo lists. Very cool. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap up the video there, though. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed me going over these top 8 lists. I definitely love looking at the top decks. I love talking about them. I love analyzing them. So, yeah, that's going to be it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.